Jose, first question I guess is, how's the team looking? What's the update with Mourinho and Fellaini, who was absent against Stoke?
Fellaini didn't train yesterday, and let's see if he can today. He's a very important player for me, much more important than what you can imagine. I feel weaker without Fellaini in my squad. Doesn't matter if it is on the pitch or if it is on the bench. So if his conditions improved, he will be selected because I need him. But in this moment, I cannot say yet.
Can I just clarify what this is? Is it a recurrence of his calf issues?
Yeah. He had a problem in the national team, and then he played a match against Greece, and after the match, he felt the problem.
Just say you've confirmed that Chris Smalling and Victor Lindelof are going to play. How big an opportunity is it for them, given they've not played so far this season?
It's not an opportunity, it's just normal. I don't think Bailly and Jones are better than them. I think they are the same level, they are just different players, but probably, even if Jones and Bailly were not suspended, probably I would still play Lindelof and Smalling tomorrow. Because, as I was saying, for me, they are the same level. It was just a question of option. And we were playing one match per week, so playing one match per week, I never felt reasons to make changes. But I play them tomorrow, and for me, it's exactly the same as Bailly and Jones.
Jose, with Victor, he's obviously new to the country. How difficult is the transition? Because he obviously hasn't played football.
I think it's easier for him to play Champions League. It's more comparable to the Portuguese style of football we play in the Portuguese league. More differences in relation to the Premier League. So no need to adapt to Champions League. Needs a little bit of time to adapt to the Premier League, especially to the new Premier League. And intelligent kid, very bright, very calm. He knows that step by step is going to be there. But for tomorrow, I am more than confident, and I know that he's more than confident. And he's a very good player with a very good potential. And honestly, I think there are reasons for the other boys, Eric, Jones. I think there are reasons for them to be worried because Victor is a very good player.
Jose, you ended last season with Sergio Romero as your goalkeeper in Europe. Is there a chance that you may do something similar this year with Sergio playing Champions League games and David in the Premier League?
No. I do what I think is the best for the team. I don't like that clear separation of I play this competition, you play that competition. And I think in this moment David is really well, is really confident, and I go with David tomorrow again.
Jose, what does it mean to be back in the Champions League? Last year, of course, it was Europa League, but it is about the Champions League. You've won it twice with two other clubs. You could possibly win it with a third club and make a bit of history. So how do you kind of wrap up what it feels to you to be back in this?
You know, I enjoy Europa League. I respected Europa League. It was not just about trying to win it to qualify for Champions League. It was also about give credibility to the competition, give a strong Manchester United in a competition that obviously is not the most important competition in Europe. To be back to Champions League is just go back to the natural habitat. Manchester United, season after season. Myself, I only play Europa League twice. Apart of that, I always play Champions League. For some players, is to go back. For other players, is the motivation of play Champions League for the first time. So yes, we look forward to the match tomorrow. and I hope also Old Trafford feels it in the same way we are feeling.
James?
Jose, you're planning for a season with Manchester United and a different price.
To shout.
Manchester's lost his job in the last couple of hours. Thanks for your thoughts on that. He's a Premier League manager. He's got a fake money season. He's now on the
That's the world where we are. That's the world where we are. That's the world where many of you enjoy and also contribute for the kind of pressure that managers are involved. But in football, nothing surprised me. Nothing surprised me. I was sacked as a champion. Ranieri was sacked as a champion. Frank de Boer is sacked after 4 matches, and next season something incredible will happen again. So nothing surprised me.
Jose, is it Manchester United used to be playing Champions League and going to latter stages, season in, season out. They knew what to expect. Is it going to take a couple of seasons for your team to get used to it again, or can it make an impact straight away, do you think?
Champions League?
Yes.
Well, I think motivation is very important, and of course motivation is very high. I think in the Champions League there are 4 or 5 teams with an incredible level of quality, of experience, of know-how, and that's what makes the difference. Apart of that, there are many teams in the Champions League that are very similar to teams in Europa League. In fact, Feyenoord, Anderlecht, we played them last year in the Europa League. They were champions in their countries, and now they are playing in the Champions League. So there are many teams with similar qualities. So we have to try to qualify. We have to try to go to the last 16 and enjoy that special knockout phase with the best teams in Europe.
Jose, following on from that, Ander Herrera was talking after the game with Stoke, saying that the players have to be humble, given you come from the Europa League. But can Manchester United ever afford to go into a competition with low expectations, such as those, such as being humble?
You know, low expectations. Low expectations is think that we cannot win tomorrow, and we think we can. Be humble is to admit that the opponent has the same ambition as we have, and that the opponent can perfectly come here like they did in the past and give Manchester United a bad taste. But you know, we go to this match thinking that we can win. We will go to the second match in Moscow thinking that we can win. We will go to Lisbon in the third match thinking we can win. Then, you know, we consider that we can win every match, and that's what we are going to try. But to say in this moment that we are candidates of this, candidates of that, we are just candidates of winning the match tomorrow.
Yeah, Jose, maybe a few words on your opponents tomorrow. I mean, they might not be the greatest memories for you, but how do you study them and how do you rate them?
You know, I would change I would perfectly accept what happened with me the last time I played them. I played them and I lost the match in Basel and I drew the match in London, but we qualify. So for me what matters is to qualify, is not the direct relation with a certain opponent club. So we want to qualify, and that's the most important thing. A different story is the story between Basel and Manchester United, when the last time Basel qualified with Benfica in the group phase and Manchester United went to the Europa League. That's a different story. But I think we are strong, we are playing well, we have good confidence in ourselves, and we think, in spite of the match is difficult tomorrow, we think that we have enough quality to win.
Jose, a lot has been said over the last few years about the performance of Premier League clubs in Europe in the Champions League, how it's gone downhill, and managers often talk about the intensity of the Premier League and the fixture list and that kind of thing. But is there, when you've been looking from the outside, whether from Europa League or from another club, have you felt that there are areas where English teams need to improve?
No, we are speaking about this for a long, long time, and there is nothing to do. So I think there is obviously a waste of time to be speaking about what we could do because we cannot do. You know, it's as simple as that. So we have to face what we have. We have to admit that there are differences in relation to other countries. That's obvious. But there is nothing to do. That's the way it is.
Okay, last two questions, one here, one over there.
Just going back to that, it seems from the late 1990s there's a gap starting between the Spanish clubs and Bayern Munich to the English clubs after a period of English dominance. Do you think, in general, the English clubs have some making up to do in order to challenge for this trophy?
The only thing I can say is that Real Madrid last year played the last month in La Liga with the second team. They could do it. They could do it. And they arrive in the Champions League final with a fresh team. Juventus, because they were champions in Italy with 3 months in advance, they could play the last month with the second team and arrive fresh also for the quarter-final, semi-final, final of the Champions League. English teams, normally that's impossible because normally the competition goes very strong until the end. No winter break. And in other countries, winter break. But that's cultural, means a lot. And I have to admit that I love it. I know that goes against us, but I have to admit that I love the English Christmas period for football. And then the fact that we have to play many times with 2 days before the big matches in Europe, while other countries, they protect their clubs. Like, for example, Benfica played Friday. Benfica played Friday night. In Portugal, we always do that. In Italy, we always do that. There are some countries in Germany, in France, Paris Saint-Germain played Friday. That happens all the time. But, you know, no complaining. This is what we have. We have squads. If we think the players are tired, we have to play with other players.
Okay, last question.
Jose, can I just check on what you said about Fellaini before? Did you say that you fixed the problem before the Greece match?
Yes.
So you fixed the problem before and then played for Belgium?
Yes.
Is that concern from your point of view that Belgium are playing with a player who fixed them off?
When the players go to the national team, they belong to the national team.
David, we saw an incredible save from you to Stoke at the weekend. Is that the best save you've made?
Well, I don't know. I made a great save all of my career, but it was a good one, but unlucky after that save they scored a goal, so it was a bit sad, but yet it was a great save.
Yes, Sam.
Do you get bothered about comparisons with other goalkeepers? Do you want to be the best goalkeeper in the world? There's a debate about whether it's you or Lloris in the Premier League or you and Neuer quite unique. Do things like that bother you? Do you want to be the best?
I don't know. I always want to be the best. I train hard to improve every day, every training. So I work really hard to be the best keeper in the world, and I don't know who is the best at the moment, but this is what I want, be the best.
Okay, Stuart.
Well, sometimes, not sometimes, always you want to play every game, but it was a manager decision, so it was good because we won that competition and we fight for the position to play, and I think this is good for the group to keep working hard in the training sessions, and that's it. Of course, I always want to play.
Okay. Simon. Yes, we all three, Sergio, Joel, and me, train really hard to be the player who is in the pitch to play the games. Now I feel really strong, really confident, and that's it. Everyone train hard to be in the 11, and that's it.
David, do you feel that United and indeed the other English teams have a gap to make up on Real Madrid and the Spanish teams in the Champions League? Is there a gap, a difference that they have to bridge?
A ver si los clubes ingleses, incluido Manchester United, hay una cierta distancia entre ellos y los del Barça y Real Madrid. Hay que cortar distancias, por ejemplo, en lo de la Champions.
I don't know. I think it's really strong teams in England, really strong teams in Spain, and but it's true that normally in England we never had a break. You know, in December and in January is tough moments for English teams. That we have many games, so I think it's a bit difficult to be ready to the Champions League games, but I think the level is more or less the same. It's true that now probably the Spanish teams are in a good moment, but I think in England, especially Manchester United, is one of the best teams in the world.
The club has been through some difficult times in recent years, but you're now back in the Champions League where you feel you belong. I mean, is it exciting playing under Jose, and do you see your future here for many years under him?
Yes, it's good to be back at Champions League, especially at Old Trafford. I think it was almost like 2 years without a Champions League game at Old Trafford. So we are with high motivation. So we need to show that on the pitch, and especially with our fans.
Bringing back to tomorrow night, I was wondering if you could say maybe a few words about FC Basel and what you know of them and how you rate them maybe.
Yeah, I think they are a strong team, a good team. They played as well last year the Champions League, so they played at Old Trafford, and they will be extra motivated to win, and it's going to be for sure a difficult game.
Hey, James. Manchester set out to win the Europa League and did that. What's realistic now going into the Champions League? Is this a competition that United could win?
Yeah, I think it's another step to play at the highest level of Champions League with the best teams in Europe. So, of course, we are really motivated to play Champions League games. Try to, of course, to win every game and try to win the Champions League. We know it's really difficult, but I think the team now is really good. We are concentrate on games, and I hope tomorrow we can win the first game to give us a lot of confidence.
David, there will be a change in front of you tomorrow. No Jones, no Bailly. It will be Victor and Smalling. How does that affect you, if at all, as a goalkeeper?
I feel really well with all my defenders. I think if someone cannot play, or someone for the decision of the mayor not playing, I feel good with anyone. They are all great defenders, and I feel really well with them.
David, just how hard was it for you and your teammates watching the Champions League? You mentioned 2 years since the club was in. How hard was it watching the games and wanting to be a part of it?
Well, it was hard, no, to watch the Champions League game from the TV, and a club like Manchester United not to be in that games it was hard, but now we are back. We are really motivated to win Champions League games, to bring the Champions League games to Old Trafford, to the fans, to everyone, and we need to play our best football to win that games.